Hi, I'm Dolores, and I'm playing Janina.
Hi, my name is Faye, and I'm playing Beatrice Wozniak of Clan Malkavian.
And as always, Partners is acting as our Keeper of the Elysium in the chat. So if there are any technical issues that we seem to be prone to, right there, and hopefully that will get sorted out. But fingers crossed for everything going smoothly tonight. Let's jump into a quick recap of what happened last time when Bea and Janina finally made their way to the meeting with Ventral Primogen, where they conveyed all the information they gathered, were offered a haven and a gift of Vita from the Primogen, which Bea took and Janina did not. They were also informed of a plan to use information relayed by Bea about certain Sabbat member, Estera, who used to be in the Camarilla and used to be good friends with Felicia, Bea's sire, wanting to meet Felicia. And Bea was instructed to encourage Felicia to set up a meeting and inform Clan Ventru of when and where it would be taking place, so that Felicia could be protected from any associations with Sabbat. After which the coterie made their way to their new haven, located on the opposite bank of the river from Hotel Bristol, not far from the Poniatowski Bridge. And having familiarized themselves with the location, they came back to Hotel Bristol to get Felicia and Daniel to come to the new place where they could also stay. But before that could happen, Bea encountered Isidore, who was very worried about the remaining members of Anarchs who were missing after the attack on their haven. And Bea used her gifts to help locate two of them and find out that one, unfortunately, was dead. Meanwhile, Janina talked to Antoni, who wanted her to take care of the task regarding Malkavian's Leonard's former associates that Mara promised to do and Janina now promised to take over. But she didn't quite get to it because instead she decided to accompany her sire Daniel and Isidore to go find either Zoya or Oscar, one of the Anarchs. However, she didn't quite do that because choosing to be honest and actually for that you can have one more point of willpower. Yay. For your nature of idealist. Janina chose to reveal that she and Mara were in fact responsible for what happened to the Anarchs. To which Isidore responded with anger, but just barely managed to control himself.
You're welcome.
Yes, thanks to Bea using the incantation earlier to numb his emotions. But after that, he did not want to see Janina, and Daniel also deemed it would be unwise if she was to accompany them. And they went to look for Zoya. Janina decided to go look for Oscar on her own. Daniel did his best to try to persuade her from doing it, but she insisted. So rushing to hurry after Isidore, who stormed off to get himself away from Janina, Daniel took her to Bea, hoping she would prevent Janina from going on this escapade. But Bea was otherwise occupied because, having revealed the plan with Estera to Felicia, and initiating conversation about Estera's place in Sabbat, she triggered something in Felicia, upon which her sire completely disassociated and started repeating Estera's name and asking questions about her whereabouts and motives, seemingly unaware of her surroundings. Bea, confronted with a choice whether to go with Janina, not quite managing to stop her, in the end, due to a blood bond, which made her want to accompany her sire, who was unwell, remained with Felicia, and Janina ventured on her own into the night, with not that much time until sunrise left, knowing she will most likely have to find somewhere else. She will definitely have to find somewhere else to sleep. I think by the time you left, it was quite that late. Nevertheless, started heading south from Hotel Bristol. And we will start with you, Janina. As you are walking south in a rough direction of what you saw on the map that Isidore had as a location where, according to Bea's powers, Oscar should be, you are heading towards the district of Mokotów. The streets are mostly empty. It has stopped raining by now. There are big, deep puddles on the streets. Sometimes you can go around them, sometimes you have to step in due to ground being uneven after destruction of the city. Sometimes your foot sinks even deep to your knee into the puddle, but you keep walking. And as you're walking, please roll wits and survival to try to determine where exactly you need to go. You've only saw it briefly on a map, so it's going to be difficulty 8 to navigate to the place in the city that you briefly saw on a map to properly locate the area where you need to get to.
Okay. I have no success. No success.
You have no successes. So you are not quite sure where you are going. You know you're going roughly in the direction that was on the map. As you are getting towards Mokotów, you see the skeletons of buildings on your both sides, some collapsed walls. A city mostly dark with only some lamps, the water on buildings' walls, and in front of you in the puddles, shimmering in the light. You realize that you think you know the general direction where to go, but you're not quite sure where exactly you want to be.
I'm trying to just go to the roughly area that I remember from the map, and I'm trying to maybe look for something that could capture my attention. So something familiar or something interesting.
Something familiar or something interesting. All right. So you are walking. And roll perception and awareness with difficulty 8.
Okay. Oh, my penalties apply, right?
They do. You can. I wouldn't say you can
success.
spend willpower on this quite, because this is. Do you have any successes?
One.
So as you're looking around, you briefly get a sense of someone watching you, and then it's gone.
I try to pretend that I didn't notice it, but I keep it in mind, but I pretend like physically that I didn't notice, but I keep myself like trying to stay aware in case I will not notice some more like signs that someone's watching me.
And you keep walking.
But otherwise, I'm pretending that everything's fine.
You're pretending to yourself that everything is fine. What else is going through your head? What are you feeling?
I'm feeling guilt for death of the Anarch that died. It was Zoya?
Wanda,
who died?
the gun girl.
Wanda. So I feel like guilty, and especially after I was already feeling guilty before, but right now after I told Isidore and I saw his reaction, and I feel even more guilty. So that's what's fueling me to go and find Oscar, and I'm really hoping he's okay and that I can bring him back to at least make myself feel a little bit better.
And you continue to walk in what you believe is good direction. You're not quite sure where you are anymore, which of the districts you're heading into right now. Are you more like to the east? Are you more west? You can't quite discern, but you keep going. At some point, you notice that the houses become a bit smaller. There are less tall blocks of flats, more residences and standing alone houses. A bit more spread out. There's more vegetation here. At the moment, it's all mostly leafless, bushes, few trees. There are some now wet, dried leaves still sticking to the mostly empty branches. It is quite far into autumn by now. And roll your perception and alertness with difficulty 9.
No success.
No successes. So you keep walking. You are in this area. You see all those residences. You are not sure where you are. You are not quite sure where exactly to head next.
Do I know the name of the area that I was supposed to go? Do I remember?
Yes. So you remember it being around like a district called Sadeba, more going into Wilanów, which is to the south, on the western bank of the river.
Maybe there are some people that I could ask
the river. It's pretty empty. It's like quite late in the night. It's not yet getting bright. People are mostly sleeping. There might be some people around, but you're now in this area with this more spread out houses, more vegetation. You can try to look for some person.
Yes, I will try to maybe like find someone and ask for directions towards the place that I remember that I should go, like for the name.
All right, so roll perception and streetwise to try to find a place where you might talk to somebody that might be a shelter to somebody. Difficulty 8.
What is the difficulty?
8. It is not the best time to talk to people.
I have 1 success.
You have 1 success. So it takes you a while, and you're not yet feeling tired. But you start like you are aware that you don't have huge amounts of time. There is still some time to go, but at some point sunrise will start approaching. But you are looking for somebody. And you find a place that is like part of a collapsed roof. It's what remains of a house, and you identify it as a possible shelter that is quite open, and you find a homeless woman sleeping under there.
Okay. Is she sleeping? I will slowly like approach her, and I will try to find like some money in my pockets if I have like some.
A little bit
change
you might have.
So I could like give it to her, like.
Yeah.
So she would like talk to me, and I will approach her and like, gently like touch her shoulder and like tell her to not be startled.
She stirs a bit. As you come closer, you see that like she made, well, as good a home for herself as she could in this little bit of shelter. There are some clothes stowed away as much as she could hide them from the rain. There is a little cooking, like just portable cooking stove. And she stares and looks at you with a tired face. She looks to be maybe in her 50s, still wrapped in a blanket, blinks a few times, and quite quickly sits up, alert almost immediately, looking to you.
Good evening. I'm sorry to startle you. I just want.
Good evening. What are you doing here?
I'm a bit lost, and I ask her for directions towards the general area that I want, and I offer her like some change in exchange for that information.
Well, thank you. Are you okay? You're walking alone at night like that? Do you need somewhere to stay? Where you're heading is over there, but maybe you should wait until dawn. It's not long now. I think it shouldn't be long now. What time is it anyway? And she's pointing that like you need to go there, like more towards a river.
All right. How long do you think it will take me to go to that place? Roughly 30 minutes.
Maybe around 30 minutes, but why are you going there? There's not much there. You can stay with me until it's daylight, and I know it's not much, but it's the best I could find in the city.
Thank you for your offer. I'm looking for a friend that should be there.
Right. She looks at you a bit strangely, but is not attempting to stop you in any way. Just give you this a bit worried look. Well, you should go follow that street, what's left of it.
Okay.
You should get to where exactly are you trying to get?
I will tell her the name that I'm going to look for my friend there, but that I don't like have exact place.
She raises her eyebrows a bit, but doesn't question it. Just, well, that will get you to the general area. I hope you find who you're looking for.
Thank you. Me too.
And you keep walking. Right?
Yes.
No, just loom over her creepily.
Well, you know. So you start walking.
Not that kind of creep.
in the indicated direction, more towards the river.
Yes. And I'm trying to like walk as fast as I can, so I could.
Yeah, you walk
myself.
a bit faster.
So I could maybe like have a time to find a shelter there when I get there.
Yeah, you can run, absolutely. So you start running in that area.
Look at the woman running towards night. She's fine.
And the areas is similar. It's sort of more houses. They get a little bit fancier at some point. You see some quite fancy facades, some of them damaged by bullets and bombs. And as you're heading there, please roll perception and awareness with difficulty 8 once more.
Okay. Oh, today I have 2 successes.
2 successes. So you get a feeling of someone watching you and following you briefly. You don't see anyone. Like, it's gone in a moment, but you get that feeling again.
Okay. Unless I feel like some kind of scary, like ominous vibes, I'm keep going.
I mean, it's as ominous as suddenly feeling like someone's following you is. I don't know how Janina feels about that.
Does it or does it not pass the vibe check?
I will continue walking, but I'm even more like trying to stay alert and try to like listen if I like hear anyone like behind me, or that I'm more aware of my surroundings than I was before because I'm aware that there is like someone probably.
So you are aware
watching.
of your surroundings, and at some point you hear someone whistle behind you.
Okay, I will stop and turn around.
And as you're turning around, you feel out of nowhere, you don't see anything. And then suddenly you feel pain crashing into your chest. And you see in front of you face, partially darker, partially unnaturally light face of an Nosferatu with a dislocated jaw. As he stabs his shovel into your chest. Please roll your stamina.
Okay.
And I'm gonna make.
Does toughness nails count for this?
Yes, your 10s would double this.
Can I spend a willpower on this?
I would say that yes, you can.
Okay.
Not sure if that's well. Let's see how he rolls.
Well, I have no successes.
Oh my god.
You have 1 from willpower.
Yeah. But beside this, nothing.
Oh my god, lad. Wait, oh my god, this is something ridiculous here.
Say bye-bye, Janina.
And now soon I will have no sisters. Yay!
No, it's okay.
Great.
She's not dead. You don't die. It's not aggravated. You take 7 damage.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Which I believe puts you at incapacitated and then in torpor.
Yes.
So as you feel the sudden pain just crashing into your chest, and you register this face with a dislocated jaw just giving you this twisted smile, everything goes black. Bear.
Yeah, hi.
Meanwhile,
They are blissfully unaware.
Yeah.
yeah, you are sitting with Felicia, who is lost in her thoughts
Sorry,
or
I'm just going
visions,
to catch my cat.
or derangement. You're not quite sure what's going on with her. She keeps looking around, asking about Astera. Still not aware of her surroundings. And you had to stay with her. She is the person you love the most in the whole world. Something in you just didn't want to leave her alone. And you're sitting there with her. And she's still repeating the same phrases. Janina has gone.
I think I'd previously sort of laid my head in her lap and put her hand on my head and started humming a lullaby. I'm continuing to sing sort of children's songs as I sit there, and a tear of frustration is dripping down my face. My injured hand from punching the mirror is resting in my lap. But otherwise I stay there as long as I have to.
And you are frustrated, and there is still something in you that is just overwhelming. It wants to stay with Felicia and is worried about her and take care of her. And that little part of you feels guilty for any frustration you might feel. And Felicia starts humming with you after a while and starts singing the words, just repeating them, still looking absent-mindedly. She begins to repeat them, and some more time passes. You're getting frustrated. You may be very fully aware of the time. It takes a while. And finally, Felicia squeezes your hand back a bit more and looks to you and just says, Beatrice.
Mother.
Beatrice, what happened? Is Stera here?
It's just me.
And you see that she's not quite out of whatever gripped her. Mm-hmm. But she begins to emerge out of it, starts recognizing her surroundings. Beatrice, she puts her hand on your other shoulder. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're safe. We need to find Stera. She's done something horrible, hasn't she? Why? Just why?
We'll find her, Mother. And I swallow the other thing I want to say.
What is the other thing you want to say?
She won't hurt you any longer.
How does Bea feel about Stera in all this? Is there any particular feeling, or is it mostly just you think about her match?
It's a little complicated. There's the fact that she works for an organization that has tortured me, so that's not great. She wasn't necessarily directly involved with that, and maybe thinks of my mother fondly, but she's lost to us. I don't know. She is not part of the Camarilla, and that is my main priority, along with my mother. She has betrayed what we stand for, and so frankly, she can go burn in the sunrise for all I care.
And Felicia looks to you. I'm glad you are safe. What happened?
You're not very well, Mother. but it will pass.
I hope so. I'm sorry you see me like this.
That's all right, Mother. I should also be able to take care of you as well. You take care of me.
I'm glad you're here. And she smiles at you. And it's a genuinely warm smile with a little bit more confidence, like she starts to feel safer, more relaxed, and focuses on you. Starts looking more aware now. We've been talking about the stair, right? I could almost sense her.
Yes. But we'll worry about it tomorrow.
Of course, my dear, I'm so sorry you have to see me like this. I should be the one taking care of you. Oh.
That's all right, Mother. We can take care of each other.
Of course, but you'd think I'm not as old as to need my children to take care of me so much yet.
Well, we all have our off days.
Yes, we do. Perception and empathy. Difficulty 6.
Okay. See, -1. Does insightful apply?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, it's really going to apply because I've rolled 3 10s in there.
Oh my god. Okay.
That is 8 successes for some reason.
Okay, that's 8 successes. So you see a lot. You see that she is absolutely fixated on you right now and happy to see you, to have you near her. And you can almost, you remember now, something jogs your memory and you remember the vision you had of her really strained nerves. And you see them soothed by your presence, and how she unwinds and relaxes knowing you're here next to her. And there is part of her somewhere deep. You see that she is preoccupied with something, maybe still trying to remember what happened, trying to establish what exactly went on. And she can't quite yet. She's still a little bit dazed, although clearly much more lucid by now. And she's frustrated that it's like this. And there's also a little bit of embarrassment that becomes more and more predominant as she's just ashamed that she lost control like this and is a burden to you, and willingness to compensate for it.
Can I try to distract her so she's not going to try and distract her thoughts away from what's happened?
How would you like to do that?
In fact, I'm just going to tell her about what's happened with Janina.
All right.
So I think that's going to be a little disruptive.
So you tell her that Janina went away.
I will tell her pretty much everything that she told me. That she thinks that it was her and Mara's fault that we were attacked. And that she told this to Isidore just as they were about to. Going back, I will start with telling her about finding Isidore's people, and that he had locations for them, and then carrying on from there, we'll inform her about what transpired after that, and then that she's decided that she needs to go help his one of his people. To, I guess, to try and make up for whatever guilt she feels.
So you're telling that story, and Felicia's listening, and at first you can see that she's still kind of trying to remember about Estera, but then focuses on you more and listens with more interest. Almost like looking around as if she was expecting to see Janina at first. But then, as you're describing how she actually went away on her own, you see fear in her eyes and just worry creep up. And it's quite sudden and quite intense. And she holds your hand a little bit more tightly. And clearly processes it, and she went on her own.
I think at that point, another bloody tear runs down my face.
She almost instinctively takes a handkerchief and just cleans it off your face. Like, not quite aware, it's just a habit that she would do this, and is thinking, we will search for her. Hopefully she's sensible. Hopefully she will come back. I hope she'll be safe. And you see that she is thinking. She's clearly really worried and trying to think of something that she could do to help. But she's still a little bit lost, a little bit dazed, and begins to just spiral into panic, wanting to do something, but not quite being able to.
We'll find her tomorrow. And I'll just... Is she still under the effects of passion at this point?
I think she would be. This is like a new...
Okay, this is a new fun thing.
A new thing that has happened.
Okay.
New sort of emotion of...
in which case...
protectiveness towards Janina specifically. And...
I will start attempting to calm myself down in effort to make her feel more soothed, if that makes sense. If she sees that I'm less anxious, then maybe that will have a knock-on effect. But ultimately, I did achieve what I was setting out to do when I started telling that story, which was quite manipulatively to try and get her to not think of Estera and not remember the conversation that we had. And also, there's a little part of me deep down that's glad that she's finally feeling as worried as I feel.
There is, but there's also, because you're bloodbound, another part of
I'm going to try and soothe it, but there's a little part of me.
Yes, but also your blood bond still causes you guilt over that very feeling. Because I think it would. Because blood bonds.
That's fair. That is fair.
And you're trying to calm yourself. Just roll your manipulation and self-control.
Okay.
Difficulty. You're pretty worried, aren't you?
I'm pretty worried.
Difficulty 8.
Yeah. 1 success.
1 success. So you gradually start making yourself a little bit calmer and saying calmer things to Felicia. And as she gradually awakes from her derangement that intensified, she also starts calming down a bit. Meanwhile, Janina.
I'm envying Janina being in torpor. I'm so tired.
Janina. The first thing you feel is a taste of blood on your mouth. A little bit, few drops. The second thing you feel is overwhelming pain in your chest. All of it. Your ribs, your sternum got crushed. You are feeling also a little bit of your own blood just in your mouth as you cough, trying to say something, shake yourself awake. You feel pain as you swallow the blood that drips into your mouth. Another thing you feel, you realize right after that, is that you can't move. Both out of pain paralyzing your body and out of earth and stones crushing the most of it. Only your head and part of your neck still remaining. Above the ground, as you hear a movement of a shovel, which pours more and more wet, heavy sand over you. You are on like all the damage you can take, basically, at this point. So that would be down to incapacitated. But you are awake. And you see Gravedigger, the hunched Nosferatu, with dislocated jaw, just shoveling earth and stones onto you. Above you, you see just dark sky, some distant light from some street lamp somewhere, a little bit of clouds above you.
Janina's thinking, so this is how I'm gonna die again.
What are you feeling as you come to accept pain and realizing you can't quite move?
I think Janina wouldn't like mind all the pain, because I think she thinks she deserves it, like not from the Sabbat, but like in general. So she can live with the pain. She enjoys the feeling of physical pain, but maybe she's like thinking about Bea and what she would say, because she promised her that she's going to be fine. She isn't. So she's like thinking about Bea, but also she probably thinks about Mara, and if she's going to die, that maybe she can meet with her again if there is like some kind of afterlife, something like for
so
kindred.
Would you say is the kind of resigned, mostly calm
Yes.
feeling?
I think yes. Probably with some guilt towards Bea and Daniel and Roman and everyone who said to her that she shouldn't go.
So you're lying there with those
but
feelings.
Like for herself, she is fine. Like, yeah, the
almost
pain
relaxing into the pain that numbs all your other senses. You're vaguely aware of Gravedigger dripping some of his blood onto you. Gives you a smile. You just can't stay away from us, now can you? And continues to shove some more of the ground onto you. Some of it falls onto your face. Some falls into your eyes, some falls into your mouth. It's uncomfortable. He takes another shovel and pulls it over your face again, and now obscuring your view.
I'm trying to like think about something nice. All the happy memories I have with Bea and Mara, Daniel, everyone. Like something nice to like get myself away from this. I'm enjoying the pain, but like mentally, I want to be like in something, to die with something good.
You're not dead, though.
I know, but she thinks like if she's going to die, she wants to remember like her last thoughts to be something nice.
So you're trying to focus on Bea. You hear somewhere from distance. Enjoy some rest now, kid. I'll be back for you. And then some more ground is shoveled onto your face. And some bit of stone that fall down and hit you slightly on the head. And you realize that you can't open your eyes quite, and you can't quite open your mouth. And you try to relax into the pain and thoughts of Bea, but you realize that you can't move and you're being buried as alive as you are. And please roll courage with difficulty 9, because there is also your instincts that might respond quite differently.
Okay. Does my
No penalties here.
Probably
no penalties here. Yeah.
Right?
No, just your courage as it is normally.
Okay. What is the difficulty? Sorry.
9.
9? I have 3 successes.
You have 3 successes. So you control yourself. You are aware of something in you, like wanting to flail in panic and not being able to, because you're encased by earth and the weight that's being put on you. And you feel this weight just increasing as something collapses onto the grave you're buried in. And from a distance you hear some more steps vibrating the earth. Feel the weight increasing even more. You're completely encased now in darkness. You can't move. What's going through your head now? You control your fear. You're aware of this instinct.
I try to shake the uncomfortable, like physical, like stuff, like having soil in my mouth and eyes.
It is. Soil is falling into. Some of it has fallen into your mouth. You have, if you keep it closed, it doesn't. More of it doesn't fall in. But the moment you shut a bit, you can't quite open your eyes now. They're sort of locked in place by all the soil.
So I'm just like trying to think about something else, to not thinking about like all the physical uncomfortable feelings that my body feels. Like the pain is okay, but like the things that like restrict my movement, and I feel like vulnerable but at the same time I'm at peace. Like mentally I'm at peace, but physically I feel very uncomfortable.
And with that discomfort, you are getting more tired gradually.
I can roleplay the tiredness.
I'm sure you can. And eventually, the tiredness diminishes as you fall asleep. And slide into darkness. Meanwhile, Bea, you're sitting with Felicia, who is gradually calming herself from the near panic and looking more alert now. shaking herself from all those feelings. All right, so Janina, we will do something about this tomorrow. There's hardly any time. Let's hope she found shelter for tonight. How did you try to stop her? I know she's not the one to listen to reason, but well, we should devise some way in case she acts like that in the future. I wouldn't want something to happen to her.
I don't really have a good suggestion right now. If I did, I probably would have already done it.
Oh, I'm so sorry, my dear, of course. She really is an uncontrollable one, isn't she?
She is a force of nature.
Well, so many of her clan are. But
we'll find her tomorrow.
We will look for her. Maybe you can use your abilities tomorrow. See what we can do. And
we could maybe ask Roman for help.
We could, of course, yes. He should be able to, well, at least, well, they have their ways. He always knew how to locate people one way or another. He's quite resourceful and, well, always had a soft spot for Janina. I'm sure he'll be. Well, I can imagine his reaction to all that happened. Oh, I can't believe she went on her own. I'm sorry I was in such a state. I'm sorry, my dear. I didn't mean to cause all that. And you see that now she kind of connects her previous state and starts feeling this embarrassment again.
I think as she says that, that's when that sort of little vindictive part of me gets properly smothered. And I'm no longer feeling that way towards her. And my heart's now sort of properly sort of going out to her. Because I know she didn't mean to hurt me. She would never mean to hurt me.
No, she would never. I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. You know how we are with our travels.
Yes, Mother.
I never wanted this to impact you. I'm sorry about Janina.
We'll find her tomorrow.
We will. I have a thought. Bea, I don't know if you would like this or not, but I've been thinking she's, well, a force of nature, as you said, and quite an unreasonable one at times. And maybe you should give her a little bit of your blood to be able to protect her, keep her safe, so that she listens to reason more.
I'm not sure whether Bea is going to remember this at the moment. No, I don't think she would remember that. That's fine. I'll think on it, Mother.
It's just a suggestion, but well, something that would make her more likely to listen to the voice of reason, as you are, obviously.
I'll think on it.
Please do. I'm sure you'll make the right decision. I really wouldn't want something to happen to her.
No. And I think I spend the rest of the night sitting with Mother. What little of it there is left.
There isn't that much left. You soon start feeling tired and get ready for bed. You see Felicia is still, she's shaking a little bit. It sometimes drifts away, but mostly all right now. And you're pretty sure she will be fine tomorrow. And you lie next to her on the bed, ready to fall asleep. And what's going through your head as you are about to drift away into sleep for another day?
I'm deeply worried about Janina. I might use Eyes of Chaos to try to see her.
All right, please. Perception and occult.
You don't want to have good
difficulty.
dreams.
Roll of difficulties. 8. 8.
Fair.
I think I can do this one.
Okay. I've rolled 110.
110. So as you are, just almost instinctively, before falling asleep, reaching with your mind and your senses for Janina, you get the sense of not being able to move, being completely trapped, something pushing on you. And you get a sense of some malicious, slightly twisted smile somewhere above you, before you.
Could I try to push through the sleepiness long enough to write a note?
Yes, you can spend willpower to do that, I think.
Is it humanity?
I think, yeah, roll your humanity, actually. Roll your humanity difficulty 8.
Oh, this is going to be a fun time.
Yeah, that's for normally waking up. So let's use that.
I have 19.
Yes, you can.
There's
Push
this
through
sort of
the sleepiness.
I think this sort of jolt of terror pushes me to awakeness. So I scribble down crushed, trapped, malicious. Where's Janina? And with that, I fall asleep, still holding the notebook and pen in my hand.
And like that, you fall asleep. And please roll for nightmares.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Difficulty 7.
Good.
I almost did, but I just remembered. Aren't you glad?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we need.
What was my difficulty?
7.
Well, I've rolled 1-7. Thank God for that.
Okay. So you drift away into sleep. And let's continue for a little bit more for the next night, where we will actually start with you, Bea.
Oh God. Good.
You open your eyes.
I find myself lying next to Felicia.
Yes.
Things are foggy from yesterday. Do I have much memory from yesterday, or is it all hazy?
It's pretty hazy. You remember being really worried about Felicia. You remember wanting her to get better and her getting better. And this protectiveness, you remember something being wrong with her.
Okay.
And you remember being worried, and this worry starts to Janina. But things are a bit hazy, but you have your notebook right next to you.
I sit up and it kind of falls into my lap, and I pick it up and look to my last 2 pages, which is the description of Janina looking for Oscar after telling Isidore it's her and Mara's fault. I couldn't leave Mother. The blood won't let me. I'm so angry. If Janina dies too, I will never forgive myself. If she dies, who will I trust? And then crushed, trapped, malicious. Where is Janina? I instantly pull myself out of bed and start grabbing things and putting them in a bag. Preparing to get ready to leave. I'm not leaving without Felicia.
All right.
Just for clarity. But being ready to leave as soon as we are able to.
So you are getting ready. And you're assembling your things, you're getting dressed. And eventually Felicia opens her eyes and stares and wakes up. Gives you a smile, which then quickly changes to a serious, worried face as clearly the awareness of what went down settles.
Good evening.
Bea, is Janina here? Has she returned?
No, and I wrote something last night.
What is it? What is it, my dear?
Crushed, trapped, malicious. Where is Janina?
Oh, Janina. I would like to try learning something more.
Perhaps if we focus together.
Let's.
And I offer her my hands.
And you see that she hesitates. Looks down. I'm sorry about yesterday. I worry the same thing will happen.
We'll fix it.
Yes, of course. And she takes your hand. And focuses. Are you trying to use Eyes of Chaos again?
Yes.
So roll Perception and Occult again with difficulty 8. And I'm going to roll for Felicia. Okay. 3 successes.
Mm-hmm.
So you're holding Felicia's hand and focusing, and you get the same sense of something crushing you. And you get a sense of a shadow approaching the position where you are. Just a few tendrils of it. But shadows getting a little bit deeper, somewhere nearer and nearer. On the edge of your senses. And you get the sense, as you're lying there, of something that is Janina, ready to drift away into the darkness and into nothingness, calmly.
I come to with a bubbling anger in my chest.
Felicia comes to as well, looks at you. She's trapped, she can't move. She's in danger.
We need to find her.
We really do.
I need a map. Perhaps I can ask the desk, the front desk.
We'll find you one. Don't worry, we'll. I'll go and get one if you want.
Yes, Mother. I'll finish packing items. I'll see if I can find Roman at the lounge.
I'll join you there and then we can head out.
Okay.
And she gets ready very quickly. She doesn't, like, she puts a little bit of makeup, but she clearly rushes it.
Yep.
And heads out. as you start heading towards Elysium,
Mm-hmm.
having packed all your things.
Yes,
Put on your clothes.
Yes, I've made myself look like somewhat presentable, like not as put together as I normally am, but still not a mess.
And you start heading towards Elysium, hoping to find Roman there. And I think with that, we will take a little bit shorter, a bit of quick earlier break. We're probably going to have a little bit shorter session today, hence a break a little bit earlier. But please stay with us. We'll be back in about 15 minutes to see what happens next and what will happen with Janina.
Sleep or not?
So see you in a bit, and thank you for being with us and enjoying the story.
See you in a while.
Few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
And welcome back, everyone. Thank you for staying with us to continue to enjoy with us this story. And as we're continuing to wonder what is happening with Janina, we will once again start with Bea after the break. Bea, you've just left the room. You know, Felicia went downstairs. You're heading towards the lounge that acts as the Elysium. You hear some voices coming from there. And as you enter, you see several people. You see Rahel and Elisa, as usually, sitting there in a corner talking to each other. You see the Toreador Primogen with Stefania and Nina, and Abelard, Mara's sire, sitting near them as well. You see the sheriff and Antoni, the hound, and Elka, the Bruja hound. And you see Cornelia and Roman. These people evoked various degrees of familiarity in Bea, but to give you, the player's sense of who's there, you can decide how familiar they would appear. As you enter, Antoni, the hound, the man in his 30s, rather well built, the athletic, one of Dolores' crashes in this campaign, looks to you.
I will nod my head to him respectfully.
He nods his head to you and continues to say something to the sheriff, but clearly is looking towards you now.
Yeah, I'm looking towards Roman and Cornelia. But if it looks as though he's trying to get my attention, then I'll stay nearby him.
Roman and Cornelia didn't notice you quite just yet. They are in a conversation. Roman has most of his back to you. Cornelia is looking at him, and they are speaking rather intently to each other about something.
I'll maybe park myself somewhere near them, and if Antoni wants to come and speak to me, he can do so when it's an opportune moment for him.
He indeed does. He, not long after he saw you, he says a little bit more to the sheriff and starts heading towards you.
I'll stand up and go to see him again.
Comes up, Miss Woźniak.
Good evening, sir.
Do you happen to know where is your friend, Miss Shivek? Well, she promised to meet me tonight, and I can't seem to find her.
My face does sort of crumple as he's saying that in a very worried way. I'm not even attempting to hide it. I think something went horribly wrong last night, sir. Some of my insights indicate she's out of commission at present. I get the sensation of something crushing her. My sire and I are setting out to find her, but we're going to ask a couple of friends for aid with this, because going alone would be suicidal.
I would advise against it. She was with her sire and Mr. Grabowski.
Not in the end. They got separated.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Well, see if we can sort this mess out.
Of course, and I wish you all the luck.
Thank you.
There is a question I must ask, and it might be insensitive, but it is important. Janina promised to take care of a certain task relating to former mortal associates of my charge, Leonard. In the case she doesn't return, do you wish to take over? There is no pressure, I just need to know.
If for whatever reason we can't bring her back, I will aid you in this for the Camarilla.
Thank you. I appreciate this. I hope she will return.
As do I. And I sort of turn away to sort of compose myself a bit because I'm very worried.
He nods to you and starts walking away, and you see him just walk towards Elka, say a few things, and then exit the Elysium.
Right, I will turn and see if I can catch Roman's attention.
Roman is looking to you now. He's sort of saying goodbye to Cornelia. She is moving away towards the sheriff.
I
And
nod to her as she passes, but I'm mostly very focused on Roman.
she gives you a slight polite smile and a nod.
Roman.
Hi there. How are you feeling? You were quite unwell when we last spoke. You seem rather unwell now.
I'm fine. Janina needs help. And I'm sorry, I need to ask for your help in this.
You see his face just drop, and his eyebrows sort of rise.
She's done something, how to phrase this, fucking stupid.
Why the fuck am I not surprised? What happened?
Can we speak outside?
Sure, yeah, let's go outside.
And outside, I'll quietly relay to him what happened according to my notes, and the sensation that both Mother and I got.
He's raising his eyebrows, his skin kind of is. You can see a little bit through his disguise that he's wearing. You see his skin folding in weird, unnatural ways.
I feel so sorry for poor Roman. Like every 5 minutes, it's one of us doing something really dumb.
Yes, and you see this in his face, the tiredness.
Yeah.
He just, for fuck's sake, and what the fuck happened? Why didn't you stop her?
Do you think I'm physically capable of stopping Janina if she decides she's going to do something?
I don't fucking know. Just jump on her, fucking drain her dry if you have to next time.
I think there's rules around that, Roman.
Well, not like that, for fuck's sake. What's wrong with the lot of you?
I think that list is a little too long to go through, but...
Oh my god. For fuck's sake, what do you think? I can't let you go there. We can't fucking go there.
Well, Mother and I are going to see... We think if she gets me a
map...
Fuck
you are. No chance in hell. I told the same to her when you were fucking missing, and I'm not letting you out of my sight now. My god, you...
She's my sister, Roman. I've already lost one.
I think I told him the same thing.
We're
He looks to
sisters.
you with this look like I'm really trying to be patient, but I
Yeah.
kind of want to punch you.
Yeah, that's fair.
Look, you and Janina both need to fucking learn when something can be done and when it's time to grab your shit and get the fuck away from trouble. What's wrong with her? Why did she fucking go there on her own just before sunrise? What the fuck? I can't fucking process it.
I think I would have explained the guilt that she was feeling and wanting to make up for.
You did, but he's still
Okay.
saying.
Okay, he's still cool. Okay, fair enough then. As he's sort of like not yelling at me, but kind of yelling at me.
He's just yelling at
yeah,
the universe.
I think there
you're
is just like
included in it.
There's like a single tear that's coming out now because like I'm feeling a lot of emotions and I don't know what to do.
He looks to you and saying in the corridor or somewhere like, oh, don't fucking cry. Oh my god,
Quick, if I give puppy eyes to Roman, maybe he'll let me go do something stupid. No. I can't lose her, Roman. I don't.
You told me.
I'd like to spend a willpower to push through my memories because I know I need Janina for something.
Feel free.
No, I don't need an eraser. I need a pencil. Okay. Roman, if I don't have Janina, then who can I trust if Felicia lies to me?
He exhales, he makes an effort to inhale and exhale tiredness. I can get you. Listen, kid. Yeah, I get it. It's all sorts of fucked up.
I love her, but and then my throat closes up and I can't continue.
He looks like he's about to say something, but I just fuck it. Listen, I know it's hard, and I know you want to rush head first into danger because that's what you and your sisters fucking do, and I'm still processing what the fuck happened with Mara, and you were gone and now Janina is gone, and frankly I'm
sorry.
I want to help you, but I'm beginning to you just need to think before you act. The lot of you sometimes. Let's think about it calmly.
Okay.
You said she's trapped somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You said there's darkness coming towards her, right?
Yeah, yes.
What do you think that fucking means?
I got the same impression the night before. I wrote it in my journal. I think she's trapped. I don't have much more than that. The darkness is something I see frequently these days. It crops up in almost everything I see.
Fuck. Well, as far as I can tell, it means trouble.
Yes.
And running there head first might not be ideal.
I understand that, Roman. And if it makes you feel any better, I was hoping to think it through and try and find a solution. But we need to figure out where she is first, and I can do that.
you can, and I can send some rats or something that way
That
to
will
get a
work.
feel of the situation. Once
Yes.
you figure it out, I
Mhm.
want to find her. It's not like I don't.
No, I
I
understand.
don't have any desire to get killed or captured.
From experience, I can say it's not. I wouldn't want to repeat it. I say, kind of putting my hand over my stomach, which is still a
Make
mess.
sure Janina learns that fucking lesson. Because sometimes I think nothing comes to her thick head.
I love her dearly, but if I find her, I'm going to throttle her.
Well, let's hope we fucking find her.
Thank you, Roman.
Like, I get she's feeling guilty, but sometimes, if you want to survive
I think
this goddamn city, sometimes you'll have to think before you act. And for fuck's sake, she's a fucking bruja. What am I even talking about?
bloody martyr.
Right, well, let's try to discern where she is, shall we?
Yes. And try and think this through. I start going through my notebook to see if there's anyone else I could maybe ask for help or insight with.
Well, there's the Bruja Primogen. There's Conventro, to whom you have no closer ties. There's Rahela, who offered her help to you and Janina.
I think I'll pitch the idea to Rahela, but let her decide. I won't try and pressure her either way. If the Bruja Primogen is in, I will either let him know what's happened and see if he's willing to do anything, since it is a member of his clan. But first I'll go in and see if I can speak to Rahela.
So you're going back to the Elysium?
Yes, I'll let Roman know what I'm doing. I'm not just wandering off.
Yeah. He's leading you, he's just shaking his head.
Yeah, that's fair.
And you walk back to Elysium like that. Janina, you wake up. You remember dreams filled with pain and fear, and your body breaking in several different ways and being broken by Gravedigger, by face you recognize as belonging to Arek, by few other faces you've seen during your captivity in Sabbat. In those dreams you are yourself sometimes, and sometimes you are someone else, and you can't quite tell the difference between one or the other. And now you wake up, and you can't open your eyes. There's just something blocking them. Some soil falls into your eyes as you try.
I will keep them closed, and I will try to slowly remember, where am I? What happened?
You remember where you
I can't
are.
do anything.
You still feel this pain. Now you know it's yours. But you have a vague memory of pain breaking your whole body many, many times. And some of it is from mortal life. Some of it is from mortal life you don't think belongs to you.
I probably remember Nella. And I try to like put the pieces together from her memories, like what happened to her, and I try to like put myself in her shoes, like feel those things as I was her, and like put them like in perspective, like try to like put them in a timeline and try to like make sense of her life from her memories that I got, so I could like have something to think about.
They're not as clear, but you get some memories that you are pretty sure are hers. There is something involving her falling, just jumping through a fence, falling, injuring herself, crawling through the pain, running away in pain. And there is another memory, and you see some men in Nazi uniforms around and her body getting smashed. And there is a face of Daniel somewhere amid those memories.
I think about Nella and I try to like comfort myself with like almost like having like inner monologues with her, like apologizing for what I did to her, like if I'm speaking like to her. And imagine how she would like relax. That I'm really sorry that it wasn't my intent, that if we met under different circumstances, that I'm sure that we would be friends, and that from what I know of her, from the bits of memories I have, she seemed like a good person, and it breaks my heart that I stole her already stolen life from her.
When you say that, and for a moment you feel like you want to reassure yourself or shout at yourself. You're not sure, but it passes. You're in the darkness, buried underground. You feel pain pulsating in your body.
Can I try and heal at least something?
You can heal,
okay.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Okay, so I will heal 1 damage.
Heal 1 damage. How much blood do you have now?
I have 10, so 8 after the...
Didn't you have 10 at the start of the session?
Yes.
Yeah, and
yes.
1 more blood point, yes. And 1 more blood point to heal the damage, yeah.
Yes, so now okay, 7.
So 7, okay, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. So you feel a little bit something shifting in your body, and you feel like maybe you could move, but you're blocked underground by soil and stones.
So I will continue to lie down and probably like think about Felicia and Bea, and just like trying to think about people that were in my life and unlife, and like try to remember some good memories about them, and try to like sort my thoughts about these people, like right now, everything that I know about them and how that makes me feel, because I don't really have anything else to do. So I'm just like trying to like count all the people that I know.
Well, you could, heal more. You could try to do something. But if you think Janina would be pretty resigned and just go.
Yeah, I think Janina just like accepted that she can't move. Like she's at peace right now.
And what are the thoughts that stand out? What people stand out?
Definitely Mara, Bea, Roman, Daniel, also Raquela and Bruno, Leonard, Felicia, the Bruja Primogen. Who else? Dominic, probably like those people that she has, like Sarah, the nurse, like people she has like positive,
Yeah.
more positive, like
Quite a lot of people, even among kindred. Quite a lot of connections you've made. And as you're thinking about it, you become aware of the weight that is crushing you, keeping you in place, shifting slightly, and you hear some movement from above.
I will listen. And I will like...
It's as if earth was being kind of shuffled to the side. You hear something thrown to the side.
Well, in my mind, I think that's probably the Nosferatu, because he told me that he's going to be back, so I'm putting 2 and 2 together. So I'm just like thinking, oh no, he come to like destroy my peace.
How does that make you feel?
Like annoyed, like frustrated, because I was happy here, like living in my memories and like just being here, and now I'm going to be disturbed, probably in more pain. That's not make me very like frustration is probably like not fear, like frustration and like almost annoyance, like that how dare he.
Was there a relief in almost running away from everything into...
Yes, definitely. I think definitely
being
like
trapped and not quite death, but very nearly.
Yes, I think Janina enjoyed like this no responsibility.
Truly everyone's life goal to become one with the earth.
Absolutely. And you see some of the soil kind of gets moved away. You feel somebody's hand almost scratching you. And you still have soil on your face, but you feel like you could move now at some point.
Okay, I will probably like, if I can like move my hand, I will probably like try to scratch back, like, you know.
Well, it's not like
scratch,
like... it's more like someone is trying to, take all the...
And I'm trying to do the same, but like I'm trying to like dig the soil back.
Would you really be doing that?
No, probably not. Okay, I would, but Janina probably wouldn't. I would just like be happy, just let me sleep.
Yes, but what would Janina do in this moment?
Janina would like try to probably like push the hands away, like, just like try to, especially when they are like just like digging. She wouldn't do anything, but as soon as it would touch like her, she would probably like try to like put the hand away and like not dig, but like, just trying to put it away.
You're trying, and the hands sort of move out of the way of your hands, and you manage to briefly grab a very thin hand, and you hear a voice, a woman's voice. I'm trying to help you. Stop. Just help me.
Do I recognize the voice?
Yes, it sounds familiar. It takes you a moment to connect it, but you think you spoke to this person in the Elysium briefly, another Bruja.
Okay. If I recognize the voice, I'm going to like help dig myself.
So you're digging yourself out, and as you shake some of the soil off, you see a silhouette and then a face of Nastya, whom you met at the Elysium.
Can I speak, or is my mouth full of like soil?
It is a bit full of soil. You can kind of spit it
Can
out.
I spit it out?
Yeah.
Once
not an
I
issue
spit it
now.
out, I will ask like, "What are you doing here?" Like I'm like shocked.
I followed you. You didn't notice. I heard your conversation with your sire. I was worried. We need to get out of here. I don't know if he will come back and when.
Oh, okay. I mean,
I figured it's now or never. Can you walk?
well, we have to find out. And can I like step out of the?
You try to step out. You are in a fairly deep grave. Nastya is now sort of climbing up and extending hand to help you. Everything in you. You feel some blood in your mouth as you sit up, as your chest is almost collapsing onto itself, some blood leaking out. You see that your whole area here is just kind of crushed in this wound from the impact of a shovel. Your clothes are sticking to your body, bloodied. You can walk, barely.
Okay. Yes, but I will try to like hold her hand and like climb, pushing all of my strength to like get myself out of there through the pain and like just do what I have to do.
It takes like some just crawling up and her pulling you up, and it's not graceful, but you have enough strength to pull yourself up sort of through the dirt and through the mud on the edges of the grave to pull yourself out of it back into the world. And what are you feeling as you're doing that?
I can't believe that she followed me and she's helping me. Like I'm like shocked, but I'm like grateful to her, but I also worry about her that she got into this because of me, and now I almost like feel responsible if anything happens to her, that it's going to be my fault.
So are you now grateful to be back in the world?
Well, I think mainly I just like want to like take her and like go with her to safety because of her.
Yeah.
Like she is like my main priority. I will worry about myself later.
All right, so you focus on protecting her and getting her back to safety.
Yes, because I really don't want the Nosferatu to notice her.
Of the grave with that thought. Meanwhile, there. You get back to the Elysium and you meet with Felicia, who is coming from downstairs. You meet with her in the doorway. She is bringing you a map.
Thank you, Mother.
And she says, Roman, it's lovely to see you. See, Roman turns up a bit, likewise. And she turns to you. I found you a map.
Thank you.
It's not an issue at all.
Just go use a... Does the Elysium have tables at all, or is it mostly just...
There's a few tables, yeah.
Okay. I'll go into the lounge and use one of the tables and do the similar technique I've used previously to...
The coins.
The coins. But this time, I imagine it'll be easier because it's my sister and I know her.
Yes. So roll your perception and awareness. Difficulty 8.
That is 5 successes.
5 successes.
Sorry.
So
my brain was failing to count there. Just looking at
happens.
It. Yeah.
So you focus
Mhm.
on your sister and drop the coins and see them circle around. And you see, as each of them passes through a certain place on the map, you know that there is a place all of them passed through. And you know this is the place where Janina is. And it is quite a bit of a walk south from here, in the outskirts of Sadeba district.
Okay. Focusing on that area, I'd like to activate Eyes of Chaos again and ask if she's with anyone. I want to know if she's with Sabat. Have they got her? Given experiences, that's my first assumption.
That's very specific.
That's fair. It's probably going to be quite hard, but yeah.
So I'm going to give you difficulty 9 on this.
That's fair.
And that is perception and occult.
Okay. I have 110.
You have 1 success.
Yeah.
So you again around this place on the map. You see it briefly covered in shadows. And shadow. And then drips of blood that are circling around nearby, around her, sometimes crossing with the place, indicating Sabat. You think.
Okay.
So you know they're around there.
Great, wonderful. Okay.
With 1 success.
Yep, that's fair.
You're not quite sure, like, if they are with her right now, or is she hiding from them and they're nearby?
Okay. I take my pen and I just put a small mark on the map indicating, and then show it to Felicia and Roman. She's there, and I think there's others around her. I think there's Sabat maybe there.
Right. As you turn, you see Sheriff walking towards you.
Okay.
Felicia is looking, clearly thinking, very focused. Roman is just, for fuck's sake, and shaking his head. And at this point, you hear a little bit of commotions and footsteps. And you see in the doorway to the Elysium, stepping in, almost staggering in, Isidore.
Oh, God.
And you see with him Daniel and Zoya.
Okay. Well, at least someone had a successful trip.
And you see Isidore, he is a little bit hunched. He's kind of steadying himself just against the wall. And you see he has this big woolen hat pulled over almost half of his face, covering it. And it is drenched in blood. You see a little bit of blood, like still from underneath it. And you see Daniel is kind of holding on to Zoya as he is walking. And he is trying to cover like himself as much as he can. But you see a big wound in his chest, and you see it's like perception and alertness.
Sure.
Difficulty 8. We're gonna see some things anyway, but just to...
You're making assumptions about my ability to see things right now. Because it's just perception, and I'm on a penalty.
Oh no. Well,
No.
No. Okay. Well, so you just see that he's wounded, and you see a
Yeah.
lot of blood, like on
Okay.
him everywhere,
Yeah.
on his
Yep.
clothes.
Yep,
That's
that's blood.
basically that's impossible to miss. You don't see anything more.
Cool. Great. Yeah. I think I'm sort of standing up, sort of a bit straighter and looking shocked because
And like everyone sort of is looking
Yeah.
to them at this point. Sheriff was gonna come up to
Yeah.
you, but he kind of turned his attention there and heads there.
Too much shit is happening tonight.
Saying, Count Grabowski, I'm glad to see you back. Please tell me what happened. And he comes up to Isidore. Isidore steadies himself. We encountered one of them, but we were successful. Zoya raises her eyebrows. I was successful.
Sorry.
And you see her lock eyes with Elka, the Bruja Hound. And they look at each other, and there's visible tension there.
Okay.
And Zoya generally puts her hands on her hips and just looks around everybody here, and there's visible. She looks to Mihai a bit longer.
Oh God.
And he says something to her with a gesture in Russian.
Fair
And she replies without a smile. He's all smiles. But she replies in Russian.
If she does look to me, I will sort of nod my head at her, but otherwise I will leave them be. Because
Daniel is kind of staggering towards you.
Oh God.
You see that Sheriff has taken like Isidore and is leading him to sit somewhere. Zoya is kind of following.
Okay.
And Elka is heading towards them as well, and Zoya and Elka again lock eyes and just walk towards one another.
I don't have the energy to deal with more Bruja nonsense. I'm going over to Daniel.
And Daniel is
I will deal
staggering
with this
towards
Bruja
you.
nonsense.
Looking around, more and more alarmed, clearly, as he's looking around.
I'm going to use passion on him because I can't deal with a frenzying Daniel. I just cannot.
Yeah. Well, roll charisma and empathy, difficulty 6.
Right. Good. Three successes.
3 successes. So you see this worry kind of side. And
Let's sit down.
I'm gonna make a roll for him. Nope. He comes up to you, and he kind of falls into her chair.
I'm trying as best I can to sort of support him, but I've got one.
Roman just kind of sit yourself down.
Yeah.
Felicia is helping him sit down. Where is Janina? Did you manage to stop her?
I, the player, need to make a decision as to whether I'm going to lie to his face.
Would bear lie to his face.
I think it's obvious she's not bloody here.
Yes.
No, I don't.
No, she's sleeping. She's tired.
Yeah, she's having a nap. It's fine. No, she's not here.
Oh my God.
We're going to go find her. You need to stay here and recover.
I need to go. I need to tell.
You need to recover. If you die, she's going to be beside herself.
I can't. Why did she? Oh my God! She's. What did you do? What happened? How did she? I know she's difficult to stop, but what happened?
She left on some fool's errand.
I know. I asked her to go and talk to you and not go without you. I hoped you would talk some sense into her or stake her or whatever.
I wasn't able to stop her, but I will do everything I can.
Try.
I pause because I don't remember.
You don't remember it now.
I presume so. I will do everything I can to get her back. I've already figured out where she is.
Where is she? I need to go find her.
You need to sit down.
At this point, Roman is putting a hand on his shoulder. It's like, listen, man, you're not fucking going anywhere except to bed.
Yeah.
Because in no condition to do that.
We'll do everything we can to get her back. You need to rest.
Roll charisma and persuasion.
Okay.
With difficulty, it would be 9, but it's gonna be 8 because you used dementation on him.
I love that power.
He cares a lot.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. I had to have Roman talk me down. It's only fair that. Okay, I've got 2 10s and a 9, so that's 3 successes.
Yeah. So he looks to this map, he looks to you, he looks to Roman, and Felicia. You're right, there's no way I can. I need to drink, I need some blood. Oh my god. What did she get herself into? We got jumped by that bitch who attacked us back there.
I think she's. I then stop because I'm not sure if I should continue talking. Because I think if I tell him, it's going to undo everything that I've told. We'll find her. Find her.
And
she's like my sister. I will find her. She promised me she'd come back alive.
Well, she can make all sorts of promises. It doesn't matter when the Sabbat comes calling. He says, with you see that he's sort of resigned to staying, but you see the hope just leaving him at this point. At which point you see Roman kind of glance to him and exchange glances with Felicia, and he says, "Your wounds. What the fuck happened to you?" And Felicia is also looking at Daniel's wounds now.
I glance.
Do you take
as well.
any interest in this?
I mean, I guess, yeah. Everyone's looking at it. It's there. I was busy earlier.
What is this?
So you see that he's now, having looked more closely, you see that his flesh is covered not only in blood, but also some black substance, a little bit mixed with it. Some of it is darkened more than just dried out blood. And you see that it appears to be almost seared or corroded, burnt, and
like acid?
Not quite like acid, but a little bit fused, like his clothes are a little bit almost fused with his body in a few places where he is wounded, where he was clearly cut. And Roman looks to Felicia. She did the same fucking trick to you, hasn't she? Felicia is looking. Well, I'm not an expert, but I think so. And this is gonna hurt for a while, dear boy. You really should get some rest. You should We should arrange some blood for you. I'll go and speak to somebody about that. Or we should go get Janina. Oh, and you see her briefly torn between her instinct to like take care of him right now and
Grandma Felicia.
and he's just like,
everyone.
I don't know what she fucking did, but it hurt like hell. Like it was burning.
I sort of sat next to him, sort of awkwardly pat him on the shoulder.
Roman is like, well, I don't have a fucking clue, but well, glad you got away from her. I had the displeasure once. Do not recommend. And Daniel just shakes his head, and you see him kind of hide his face in his palm, just in resignation. Meanwhile, Janina, you crawled out of the grave. Nastya is helping you stand up. Can you run? Can you walk? How are you feeling? You need to heal. Are you hungry?
Not exactly hungry. I feel fine. If I heal, but if I'm trying to heal more, I think I will be hungry. I don't want to risk frenzying.
Yeah, I know what it's like.
Maybe we can get away from here and then...
We should get away from here right now as quickly as we can.
I will like hold on to her and I'm trying to like push my body to run as much as I can. With her.
And you are trying. Roll your stamina and athletics.
Okay.
With difficulty 8 and your penalties.
Okay. 1 success.
You have 1 success, so you're like barely staggering. You manage to walk, but you're not like painfully slow, but you're still pretty slow. And you see Nastya is looking around, very alert. And almost roll perception and empathy, why not? With your penalties of -5. Unless you wish to heal more.
No, right now I will wait. I will, once we will be more safe, then. What is the difficulty? But I have no success. I have 3 and 4, so.
It's 6 for this, but you still don't manage it. So you just like feel her like almost pushing you sometimes, and then looking around and slowing down, and so you really should heal more. You need to move faster.
Okay, let's.
I don't know when he's going to come back.
I will try to like look for some place where we can like hide, where I can like heal.
It doesn't take. You can heal as you walk. Like,
yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to stop.
I thought it's like not instantly.
No. You can do it.
Okay, then I will heal.
You can multitask.
Okay.
So you heal a little bit more, and you feel the pain subside a little bit, and you kind of move now with more ease, but you still feel pain in your chest with every movement, and you still feel your bones are crushed inside, cutting into your body as you're moving. But you are able to move more quickly now. You still see a little bit of impatience in Nastya, but she is walking with you. We need to be very careful. But perception and alertness. Difficulty. Are you looking around?
Yes, I'm definitely looking around.
A difficulty 8 then.
1 success.
1 success. Okay, so she's actually occupied, focused on you at this point, and you see in the distance, coming sort of towards you, a bird that seems to be going straight for you.
Sorry, I heard a bear.
No, a bird. Bird
And I was like,
flying.
yeah, I got that later.
And flying
The first-
over you. And circling
Okay.
once. And flying further.
If it was a modern day, I would like showed a middle finger to the bird, but I'm not gonna do that.
I don't think so. I don't think Janina would.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to like stare at him like menacingly and keep walking. And maybe like show Nastya, like not towards the bird.
Fuck. And she pulls you kind of down behind some bits of ruins into some kind of a building. Not into a building, but like behind the building into some bushes. What are you doing just staring at it?
I'm showing power.
What fucking power? This guy took you out with one hit. What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I'm probably just... But okay. Let's hide.
Janina, what's wrong with you? What is happening?
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you in danger. It's just that I'm very reckless because I think I just don't really care if I die or not. But I care about you and I don't want you to get hurt. So let's hide and discuss this later.
Well, she's saying that as she's pulling you sort of into the bushes and kind of, she is now looking towards the bird and trying to, lose it. Let's see how she does with that. Doing reasonably well, actually. She manages to find a place where you can hide under some bushes and near the wall of one ruined house, and then go inside the house and go out on the other side and run very quickly into the others. And then you don't really see the bird following you any longer.
Okay.
After a while. She's just pulling you and walking. What are you thinking right now on this road? She's basically taking over, just like pulling you, pushing you into places, telling you what to do. Do you resist it in any way?
I don't think I resist because, as I said, I like care about her. So I know that if I get hurt right now, that she's probably going to get hurt too. So I just let her like take the lead because I'm also hurt, and I think she knows better what to do right now than me. So I just like what she tells me to do, I will do it without like much resistance or like talking about why I shouldn't do it.
And she's leading you. Just roll me your dex and stealth. With difficulty 7 to see. You can add your celerity die to the roll.
Okay. What is the difficulty?
Difficulty 7.
So I have 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay. So you manage to stay quiet, and she is leading you in a manner that is, well, not quite along the streets, but more through the houses, through the bushes, using the vegetation and the structures to stay hidden from any eyes that might be looking. And eventually, you get quite far away from the area where you were. And you start seeing that the city here looks more like a city rather than suburb. It's a ruin, but it's a ruin of taller buildings. And she just sits down inside one of them, inside the ruin on some rubble, looks to you. Just kind of tired, worried expression. What's going on? Janina, you say you don't care if you survive or not?
It's a long story. I don't know you well enough to like share.
Well, you don't have to share it
Everything.
with me. I know, I'm sorry. It's not quite what I expected when I followed you, that you would, well, almost not want to be rescued.
I'm sorry. I'm very grateful that you rescued me.
Why
And
did
I
you
will
go
like
on your own?
stroke her hair.
It's a little bit surprised, like almost
Like,
moves away a
I
bit,
just
but
like
then she kind of relaxes into it, and it doesn't oppose it. Just lets you do that and gives you a
I
little
just
bit
like
of a smile.
few times like
Yeah.
pat her hair and like
Yeah.
stroke them. Oh. Well, I wanted to go with Bea, but she couldn't leave her sire, and I really wanted to help because I'm responsible for what happened to the Anarchs, and I wanted to rescue the man that my former sister tried to rescue, and she also died. It's
that.
long.
I heard some of your conversation, but why not? Why not wait until the next night? Take some more people. Why not be more careful
I don't know,
about this?
Because I'm not as careful, and I don't think things through like you.
I can't be that careful. I followed you after all. I'm glad he didn't see me. I managed to stay hidden. I was worried he would.
You're good at hiding.
Yes, somehow. I seem to be. Well, I had to survive in the city on my own for a while. I had to learn to be resourceful.
You are resourceful. I'm sure you're going to be a good asset to the Camarilla.
I don't know. I don't really feel like I fit in there very well. I
guess none of us, our clan, really does, except the Primogen.
I like the Primogen.
Yes, me too. He's a good man.
He's very intelligent and educated.
Yes.
Interesting to talk to.
Yes, he's one of the people that I'm glad that are part of Camarilla. Maybe if he wasn't there, I wouldn't even like try to fit in.
Where would you go?
I don't know, somewhere alone.
That's no way to be. Surviving on your own. How much of it have you done in recent years?
Well, not much, but when you don't care if you survive or not, then it's...
Well,
at least you won't hurt anyone else if you're alone.
that's not true. You know what can happen when we get hungry or lose control one way over something different.
Unfortunately, yes. But I meant like friends, like kindred friends.
Yes. Kindred friends, I suppose. I just hope to stick to the Primogen. And maybe that's enough.
That's a good wise choice. Do you know where we are?
Yes, I paid attention as I walked.
Someone did.
I know the way back.
Right. I guess there is no point in returning and trying to look for Oscar right now again, since I'm hurt.
Well, from what I've seen, we're in Sabbat territory. Not that there's many places that aren't really in one way or another. Who is he, this Oscar?
He is a Malkavian. I didn't really know him very well, but he seemed like a very nice lad. And my sister, who is no longer here because she was reckless and she tried to help him and the others and defend them, and she was consumed by one of the Sabbat. And
sorry.
I just want to find Oscar. He really was like getting along with her for that brief time that we were together. And I don't know, I just really thought that if I get him back, that it will make me feel better about what happened.
Maybe there's still a way to help him. Just need to be smart about it.
Yes, that's not my best characteristic.
She gives you a slightly amused, playful smile. You're really not very good at this, are you?
No. I'm good at making rash decisions, rushing towards things that I didn't think through.
Nastia's my new
But
favorite.
maybe with your brains, we can do something about that.
Well, you want a suggestion? I see how you're working. I think you should heal yourself more. You shouldn't. Yes. Even when you were heading there, you seemed injured.
I know, I just keep forgetting to heal myself, partly because I really forget and partly because I think I should just be in pain as a punishment.
Is that... Why would you think that?
I don't know, it just makes me feel that I deserve it for every stupid thing I did where I hurt someone or put someone in danger. Look at you, I also put you in danger, even though I didn't know it.
I put myself in danger.
Yes, but because of me. Because I know, but still, I feel responsible.
I made my decision. Don't feel guilty about that. And it seems like we managed to get away. It's difficult to decide if it's safe or not if you don't know if you can even see your enemies.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should head back to the hotel.
Yeah, I've been heading that way. We'll run away. You really should heal yourself more and...
All right, but if I heal myself more, I will have to feed. Because I learned something recently that I have to keep myself fed up and then I make less mistakes.
So proud
during
of you.
feeding. At least something got through my thick head.
Yeah.
It is. Yes, Primogen insisted on that with me as well.
All right, so I will heal now and then we will go towards the hotel, and if we spot someone that I could feed from, I will feed.
Don't worry. I'll help you if you lose control.
Thank you. You seem capable.
I
You have like the best from both worlds, like brains and the strength.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I am stronger than I used to be in life. Not as strong as some, though. Well, definitely wouldn't want to go against the guy who took you out with a shovel.
Yeah, I have met him before, unfortunately. He's probably the only Nosferatu that I don't like.
Would Janina feel like that about Nosferatu? I'm sorry, I have to pull this out.
I think yes, before, she means the Nosferatu that she had met. She didn't met anyone else that she didn't.
Okay, would she phrase it like that, though? Or is it Dolores?
It's hard to say because I'm young. So
I mean, it's technically true. Well, actually, what about Abelard?
Abelard. She doesn't really know him. She knows only what Mara had told her about him. So it's like she doesn't like hate him. She doesn't like. She doesn't really know him.
Right. Let's leave it at that. Let's let that.
Let's leave it because I find it hard to, because Janina and her enjoyment of Nosferatu is very like me. Just maybe less horny, but
I think it's all you. But let's leave it.
You can help
infused into Janina. Let's leave it. Nastya just looks. Well, I don't know. I haven't met that many. Let's keep going. Let's find you someone to feed. And as you look around, roll your wits and alertness with difficulty 7.
1 success.
Okay, so you're looking together, and eventually you locate a man pushing a wheelbarrow, walking into one of the smaller streets on his own. He's smoking a cigarette, just hanging from his mouth. And he turns into one of the smaller streets. You don't see anyone around. Nastya also double checks, nods to you. I can't see anybody. I think you're free to go.
Okay, I'm going to sneak upon him from behind. That's my new tactic.
And just jump him.
Yeah.
Roll your stealth and dex. You can add your celerity to that roll.
Okay.
Difficulty will be 6.
1 success.
1 success. So the man turns around, noticing you, still holding the wheelbarrow. He clearly sees you. But you can still jump him.
Okay, I will jump him. I need to feed, so I will jump him.
Then roll your strength and roll, and you can add your potence dice to it.
Okay. Well, I have no success because I have 10 and 1, so.
With all your dice?
Yeah.
Did you add your potence, your 3 dice of potence?
I did, okay. But I also still have penalties, so.
Well, I gave him 4 dice together, and I rolled 3 successes. So
yeah, I have 6 dice, and I have 10 and 1, so.
So I'm gonna say what happens is, you want to jump him, you go for him to grab him and pull him towards you, and he manages to kind of swing out of the way, pulling you in a way that makes you collapse onto the wheelbarrow that's filled with some rubble, so you kind of fall onto it. At which point, Nastya, will.
I hope she has presents.
She doesn't quite do that. She just comes up to the man behind him and whacks him on the head, so that he kind of, with her fist, so that he kind of collapses, clearly dazed, and then she kind of whacks him again, very quickly, so that he's like clearly dazed and almost losing consciousness.
Okay, so I will get up if I fell down. I'm not sure. Did I fall down?
You fall onto the wheelbarrow. You can
Yeah.
stand up from it. The man
If I notice that he's like dazed, and
Yeah.
I maybe like look at Nast, like, and then I will like go
you can bite into him
behind
if you
him,
wish.
and yes, I will.
How much blood do you have? You have 6, right?
I have no. I have 4 because I healed.
Oh, you
No.
healed that much. Okay, so roll your self-control with difficulty 8. You can spend willpower if you wish.
I didn't wish, and I probably should have.
Oh my god.
We love the chaos.
One day
Janina
isn't gonna be a problem. So what did you have? What did you roll? Is it 0
7.
or is it a
No,
botch?
I did. It wasn't like I just didn't have any successes. I didn't have
you
like
just
one,
didn't
so-
have any successes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you start drinking, and then you feel someone pulling at you. Roll your strength and brawl and potence. Difficulty 6.
Okay, I have 5, 6 successes.
You're kidding me. Okay.
No,
It's
no.
always
So
this way round. It is always this way round.
Yes. She had 5.
Oh my god!
But because you didn't have a botch, you feel someone pulling at you, and you are stronger. You're holding on to your prey. You can spend a point of willpower because something you didn't botch to interrupt your frenzy, but you need to remove yourself from the situation as quickly as possible.
I don't think Janina would use willpower. I think she's like just like she wants to feed.
Do you think Janina
Yes,
wouldn't
I think
use
right now.
willpower to fight her urge to drain this man?
I think right now, yes, because she's in pain and she clearly like there was like too much. If it was like a different situation, I think she would. But
okay then. Then you keep drinking.
yum yum yum.
Roll your strength and roll and potence again. Oh my god.
I'm so sorry, Nastia.
I have two successes.
2 successes. Oh my god. It's the same. It's equal. She's pulling at you. And you feel something pulling at you, but you can hold on to your prey.
But right now, I think like now she probably would like use the willpower if she can. Because I think
Yes.
she's like she's more like she already drank like more, so
Yes.
she's already feeling
You
like
can
more
use willpower,
calm.
and you need to remove
Okay.
yourself from the situation.
Okay. How many blood points do I?
You can gain 7 blood points.
Nice. Okay.
And you are pulled. You kind of fights this thing inside you, you feel that it wants more. You still want more. You could drink a little bit more. There's a little bit more left. But you control it. And Nastya is pulling at you. And now she kind of wraps her arms around you to pull you away, just dragging you away. Are you resisting?
Well, once I realized like what's happening, and then I wouldn't resist. Like when I realized that I lost control, like while feeding, then I will like stop like resisting. I will try to like overpower like that need for more blood.
Roll your
If I can.
perception and medicine. Difficulty 6.
2 successes.
So as she is pulling you away and you're not resisting, you're kind of going with her, you notice this man and you notice his pale face and he's shivering and you know he is dying. And he isn't going to survive, most likely.
Okay, then I will try to resist and I will run to him and I will give him my blood.
So you want to start, are you saying anything to Nastya? Who's just kind of holding you and...
Just let me go, he's dying.
What are you gonna do?
I want to save him.
Are you sure that's wise?
I don't think it's wise, but I want to do it. I don't want anyone else to die. I can't.
Okay. All right, okay. And she kind of let go of you at this point, but Janina, because you spent willpower to remove yourself from the situation and you didn't roll your self-control again. With the same difficulty, I would say, because it's a continuation. Okay. You may wish to spend another willpower.
No, let's risk it. 1 success.
1 success. So you can control yourself, but you feel something inside you that wants to jump on this man and finish what you started, get the remainder of the blood.
But I'm trying. I'm trying to push through this and just like instead give him my blood.
So, yeah, you can do this. You feel you would need to give him about 3 blood points.
Okay, I will do it.
I will. Like, actually have enough blood in his system. Not to.
Okay.
Die. So you feed him your blood.
Yes.
And he starts he stops shaking. And you think he will be okay.
Okay, then I
You know, he is weakened. He like is unconscious still.
I will lay him like somewhere like on the building, like so he was like in sitting position, and I will check his pulse and maybe like quickly check on him if he's going to like survive, if I can, and then I will leave with Nastya.
Nastya looks to you. You're stronger than I thought. And she just looks kind of shaken. Right, let's get out of here.
All right. Thank you for trying to stop me. I'm always strongest when I don't really need to be.
Well, you're
if that makes sense.
You're strong. Anyway, let's get out of here. And you start walking, leaving the unconscious man near his wheelbarrow in the alley.
The coterie has 1 brain cell and Bea has it.
Definitely.
Not every day.
Not every day.
Not every day. Bea, meanwhile, you are sitting there at the Elysium.
Yeah.
Getting ready to
I've realized I need to retcon a certain instance. I wouldn't have touched Daniel.
Okay, right. That's fair. That's fair.
Me, the player, brain.
Didn't happen.
One brain cell.
Yeah, and Bea has it. I don't. Sorry, carry on. Yeah.
Daniel is sort of collapsed.
Is the Bruja Primogen anywhere?
No, he's not there.
He's not. Okay.
You see that Isidore and Zoya and Sheriff went somewhere as well.
Okay.
You see them heading out of the room.
Sorry, my brain just
No,
fried
it's fine.
me.
Felicia comes up to sort of says, Roman, maybe you should go and ask some of your animals to, well, try to get some more information. We can start heading that way.
See what else I can pick up on the way, and we'll be subtle about it.
I really hope we will. But promise me, no rushing into anything dangerous, because you feel like you can handle it, okay?
Oh, I fully know I'm no use in a fight. I'm not rushing into anything.
Well, at least you know that I sometimes think Janina things, because she's stronger than some, she's stronger than anybody.
Yeah.
Well, shall we head out?
Yes. Once we're sort of some distance away from the hotel.
You're heading out. Daniel sort of stays, just collapsed there. Felicia just, you stay here. You take care of yourself. We'll bring her back.
If you see Mr. Ray, please let him know what's happened. I'm sure he'll want to know.
Yes.
Thank you.
Of course, well, that's all I'm good for apparently right now. He says it's kind of empty. It's just as a statement of the fact.
I don't have time to deal with him. I don't have time for more masochistic martyr bullshit. I need to leave.
It's not quite that.
Yeah,
he just kind of says it.
Yeah.
In a resigned kind of.
Yeah, I think I'm starting to feel the tiredness that Roman was feeling earlier of just the bloody Bruja. And once we're some distance from the hotel, I will activate Obfuscate.
And you do that, and for your aspects, you perceive Roman also staying out of sight and Felicia staying out of sight. You're moving in this way.
Yeah.
And Roman on the way calls a few rats and speaks to them. Moving his lips, not saying anything, looking into their eyes for a moment. And they run off. And he says, well, they should bring us some news.
Okay.
And you know more or less which direction you're walking into.
Okay. I'm occasionally checking the map.
You're checking the map. You have a map. Roll your wits. Actually, you have Roman. It's fine. I'm going to go for Roman.
Thank God.
You can roll your wits and survival with difficulty 7 if you wish. But
sure, why not? Let's see how bad it goes.
You're gonna be fine, I think. Yeah. 0.
Yep.
So you're pretty confused. You're trying to read the map. And
it's hard because it's the lack of street lights and just
lack of street lights, lack of streets and names in some cases. And Roman kind of leans like, we're not right here. We're on the street over there.
Thank you.
You can't tell because those buildings are now a pile of rubble, but that's where we are. We need to go over there.
That'll do it.
And you start heading that way. And I'm gonna say you meet up on the way because that's the easiest.
Oh, thank God.
And you're heading sort of in opposite directions. right now. So, Bea, you
we
do
can
see.
sneak up on them. Oh no.
You do see Janina and a woman you've seen briefly in Elysium, blonde one, walking with her.
I will not get too close because I don't want to surprise them, but
You see Janina is covered in mud and blood and
I'll
and the
lean,
woman is quite dirty as well in the soil.
I'll lean from an alleyway and kind of very like softly sort of call Janina's name. Janina. Psst. And then I'll drop off the skate and sort of wait.
Yeah,
for her.
Janina, you hear that, and Nastya, even quicker, kind of glances to you, reacting to this, almost jumping, but then kind of comes down as she sees you.
I think when she does that, the sort of the hands up sort of gesture of, we came looking for you. God, you're such a. What the hell were you thinking? But anyway, this can wait. We need to get back to the hotel. Daniel.
Roman kind of also drops his obfuscate and shows his human face at this point, and just looks to you. Yeah, what the fuck? Can
we have this argument back inside, please?
Do you fucking use your brain ever? Like I told you, he says.
No.
And then he kind of pushes you and starts walking back. And Nastya is just looking to you. I followed her yesterday. I was worried.
I
dug
give
her up
her
to the grave.
I give her a very warm smile and say thank you.
She gives you a smile back and looks to you. Well, perception and empathy. Difficulty 6.
She's going to be our new sister.
We've had Nastya for a day and a half, and if anything happens to her, we kill everyone in this room and then ourselves. Sorry, does insightful apply?
I think not. Oh, actually, yes. Why not for this? Let's have it.
Not that it helps. 2 successes.
2 successes. So you get the feeling that, like, at first she's kind of almost like reminding herself what she knows about you, and
fair.
She looks a bit worried.
Pretty lady.
And she looks a little bit like she wants to. Like there's something more. Like she maybe wants to speak to you, or wants to ask about something, or wants to. There's some inquisitiveness there, but she doesn't say anything right now.
But my feelings towards her have just like massively skyrocketed in the last like half an hour. So yeah, just for future reference, if I see her again, there's probably going to be very strong, warm feelings towards her. She rescued my sister.
And she just says, I was lucky. He didn't see me, the Nosferatu who attacked her.
My face sort of falls at that. It feels familiar. I can't picture him, but it feels familiar.
And you start heading back towards the hotel.
Occasionally sort of fussing over Janina, but
yeah.
I'm just not saying anything. I'm just like
yeah, I'm being like
silent.
dead silent as we're doing it, but just occasionally sort of looking over her.
Do you because we're at the time when we agreed to finish, do you want to go on a little bit longer and have your conversation, or do you want to leave it until the next episode?
Maybe a little bit of conversation, but just briefly.
Dolores, are you okay with that?
Dolores?
Yeah, we can have a more conversation.
Just like 5 minutes.
All right. So let's say you get back to the hotel and you, Nastya just says, like, go take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go clean up. And you go through the back entrance. And
I will like hold her hand and look at her and say, thank you so much for helping me. And for the conversations we had.
I'm glad I could help, and I hope things will get better for you in your perception.
And I will
And
like
she
try to
just turns and she goes, and Roman just kind of, you clean yourself up. And Felicia also leaves you to go to your room and clean yourself up, and you have a moment to talk to yourselves.
I will have asked Felicia to tell Daniel.
Yes.
She's alive.
Yes, she would, absolutely.
I think once we're in the room, I just kind of sit back against a wall and slowly slide down with the sort of like level of exhaustion from just like mental exhaustion from just the amount of worrying. I'm glad you're alive, but dear God, never do that again, please.
I will look at her. I'm not smiling, it's me, the player.
Yeah, that's fair.
Sorry.
That's fair.
Sorry, I'm just like imagining.
Just tired, Bea.
I will like look at her like dead serious. Not like this. And I'm just sorry, Bea. I can't promise anything. I have a stupid brain that makes me do things that I don't think through. I got lucky because this girl followed me, and I appreciate her help.
She seems a good sort. What happened?
I was following towards the place where I remember you showing me on the map, but then I got a bit lost. And then I asked some women, some homeless woman, and she pointed me to the area, and I went, and then someone was following me. I'm not sure. Maybe at first it was Nastya, because it was like I found out that there's like someone watching me.
You felt
like
at several points
early,
that someone
so
was watching you.
I think it had to be Nastya, but then I heard, and then I remember hearing whistling, and before I could do anything, it was the Nosferatu from the Sabbat that attacked us earlier. He put a shovel inside of me and put me into the ground. But thankfully it was already almost dawn, so he had to leave me there. And the next night, Nastya helped me escape. I will probably tell about everything except the feeding part. I'm not going to to burden her with more feeding accidents.
Oh God, not again. Okay.
Everything was fine after that.
I would like to roll self-control so that I can touch her.
Absolutely. Difficulty, I think 6 for Janina.
2 successes. After she finishes talking, I just kind of just rush forward and just cling to her and just start crying because it's been a lot.
I will hug her and stroke her hair and say that I'm sorry.
God.
But that I can't promise that I won't do anything like this again, because this is just who I am.
Well, then I really need to teach you some bloody auspex, because I can't let that man do that again.
Yeah, the Sabbath, they are I'm really sad that I didn't manage to find Oscar.
Well, maybe if we sit down and think about it together when there's not a crisis happening, maybe we could go and try and help him with other people. You don't need to do things alone, Janina.
I know that I probably don't have to, but sometimes inside of me, I feel like I should do things that for the mistakes that I made. I know you want to help, but yesterday you were preoccupied with Felicia. How's she feeling?
She's fine.
I saw her like she was with
She
them,
was there, yes. She was
right?
worried
When
about you. She would be visibly relieved to see you and fuss over you a little bit.
Multiple Malkavians fussing. She's fine.
That's good.
Just
I never saw her like yesterday.
Daniel's back. He's safe. He's injured, but he's safe. And I
Oh
think
my
he's
God.
probably going to tear you a new one when he realizes you're safe. You gave us all quite a scare.
I'm sorry. I never mean to worry you, but you know, this life or unlife, it can just, we have to probably, well, I have to make others less worry about me, because there is a good chance that I might do something stupid and I won't get lucky.
Please let me teach you Auspex.
But I'm glad I got lucky. Right. The next time when we have time.
I need to teach you this, because if something happens to you, I can't.
It's all right. You have Felicia. You would fit in here. I think you probably, without me, you would fit much better here.
I don't want that. I'd rather have you.
I know. And I will like stroke her face and like kiss her on the cheek.
I just kind of rest my forehead against Janina's and just hold her, resting foreheads for a while.
And I think this is a good moment to pause for tonight. Thank you so much for playing. Thank you to everyone who's been watching us.
Thank you.
We're so happy.
Yes. Thank you.
Yes, we're so
Thanks
happy to
my beautiful friends and everyone who's watching.
Yes.
Oh, yes, thank you. We're really glad you're watching our story. That is sometimes a mess.
I can't help it. Just Janina is a mess and I'm a mess. And I can't help it.
Art imitates life.
But
exactly.
Thank you so much. We will be back in 2 weeks from this date. So on the 25th of January, we will continue The Ruins of Warsaw, the same time, 6:30 p.m. GMT. And we hope you will join us again to see what Roman has to say to Janina about all this that happened, and how various duties that the coterie took on actually maybe will start getting done. So see you in 2 weeks. Thank you so much.
Bye.